Good morning. My name is Jim Griffin. I'm the chair of the Columbus Southside Area Commission and also chair of the Community Engagement Committee that's sponsoring today's second annual Spring into Action event, which is, the goal is to celebrate all the great things happening here in South Columbus. Yes. And I want to thank you all for being here this morning. It is my pleasure to introduce Council President Zach Kline. I'm going to read a brief bio, and then we'll get started. As President of City Council, Zach M. Kline guides the work of Council, presiding at meetings of Council and determining the meeting agendas, as well as supporting the chair and members of Council committees. Council President Kline chairs Council's Rules and Reference Committee, which controls the flow of legislation to the floor of City Council. Council President Kline believes that Columbus is strengthened by its diversity and spirit of inclusion. He introduced legislation that created the city's domestic partnership registry, and another of his ordinances updated the contracting code to match the civil rights code and treat people fairly and consistently regardless of age, disability, familial status, and military status, sex orientation, and gender identity or expression. Council President Kline is a graduate of The Ohio State University and Capital Law School. As an attorney, he has managed multi-million-dollar budgets of the state at the state and federal level and prosecuted those who prey upon vulnerable residents in security fraud cases. He served as the Deputy Chief of Legal Services for then Ohio Attorney General Richard Cordray, and also worked in the Office of the Vice President of the United States as Deputy Director of Management and Administration. Council President Kline has served on the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission and the Capital University Law School Alumni Board. He is also an NCAA basketball referee. Kline lives with his wife and two children in Clintonville. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Council President Zach M. Kline.
Good morning. How y'all doing? This is one of the two children. This is Rocco, and Rocco will distract me, and I'll try to stay focused for my brief remarks. Look, I'm Zach Kline, President of Columbus City Council. See, it started. I just want to say that I love the South Side. You can just tell by a turnout like this on Saturday morning just how terrific and dedicated everyone in this room is to make a difference in your community. And I want to recognize Michael Stenziano, my colleague on council. Michael, you want to stand up? And Shannon Harden, my other colleague on City Council. See Representative Ramos, sir, snuck in, clandestine from our Ohio House of Representatives, great leader. So look, we can't accomplish what we're trying to accomplish at City Hall without you. And I think the biggest evidence of that is here on the South Side and the work that we've done with Nationwide Children's Hospital, with the Community Development for All People, with the Grote family, Jane Grote here, with the Kelly family, with the Crane family. Y'all epitomize the partnership and the collaborative effort and spirit that we're trying to emulate across the city of Columbus, and it's being manifested right here in your backyard. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not without our problems and we don't have more work to do. And it's up to us, everyone in this room, everyone from me as the President of Council to Councilmember Harden, Councilmember Stenziano, our colleagues, to Mayor Ginther, to help identify what those problems are, because they're major. Some are major, some are minor. Some of them are low-hanging fruit that I think we can tackle. But figure out what they are together so that we can identify the right policy changes, the right investments in our community, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's dealing with mental health, whether it's dealing with drug addiction, with reentry, whether it's job creation. Major changes, how we can identify those and work together, because if we can use the South Side as an example for change, we can bring that change and effectuate it across the city of Columbus. And I'm a firm believer that we have the opportunity to do that right here on the South Side because of the dedicated folks in this room. I wasn't sure whether I was going to talk about this, but I think it helps emulate the need for change. And it has to do with some of the job creation that's gone on here on the South Side, and how there was a company that was looking to hire some people, a couple hundred people actually. Excuse me. Wrong hand. It's when striking distance to the microphone. And how this company was looking to hire a couple hundred people, and they wanted to hire folks from the community to get paid a decent wage with health care and benefits and retirement. Basically the gold standard of what we're trying to accomplish, right? But they had to go outside of Columbus and outside of Franklin County to hire folks because a lot of the applicants couldn't pass a urine screen. That's not a problem that's unique to the South Side. That's a problem that we have in our city of Columbus, that we have in Franklin County. That when we're trying to provide economic opportunity, folks, we have to bore down and get to the root basis of some of the problems that we have if we're going to move the ball and make a difference. We have to understand that there are serious issues with drug addiction that leads to petty theft that ruins the quality of life in our neighborhoods. That there's mental health challenges that leads to petty theft and leads to major crimes that causes problems in our neighborhoods. And we can try to do a Band-Aid approach to addressing these in one-off, and the incarceration system, the judicial system has been kind of the blanket approach we've taken for decades and has proven that to be very, very expensive for us as taxpayers, but also really has destroyed communities and not effectuated change that we need. It's time for us to hit the reset button and start being proactive in the way that we address things so that we can get people the right help to provide economic opportunity for everyone, to keep families intact, to not destroy neighborhoods, to make us safer, and to provide the economic opportunity so that everyone in Columbus has that chance to succeed, which is, I know, at the heart of what we're all trying to do, whether it's as an elected official or a community activist. And we have this great chance to do it together, and I'm looking forward to working with you in my role as council president, me and Shannon Hardin, and Michael Cinciano, and Jiza Page, and Mitch Brown, Elizabeth Brown, and President Pro Tem Tyson. We're dedicated to you. We believe in you, and I know together we can address those issues. So thank you so much for having me today. I'm actually kind of surprised that he ventured away from me. He's growing up right before my eyes. So thank you so much, and continue to have a great day, and let us know how we can be the partners that we want to be and that you deserve at City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, President Kline. Our next speaker, is Jane Grote Abel. Jane is a founding family member of Donato's Pizza. Jane Grote Abel currently holds the title of chairwoman of the board. Over the last 4 decades, Jane has held a variety of positions at both Donato's Pizza and Jane's Dough Foods, Donato's food service commissary operations. In 1988, with a degree from Ohio State University in organizational communications and a strong passion for people, she was promoted to Chief People Officer and served in this role during the acquisition by McDonald's in 1999. During the 4 years with McDonald's, Jane served as Senior Vice President of Development and maintained her role as Chief People Officer. In these leadership positions, she helped steer the company's business strategy. In 2003, Jane was a major catalyst behind the decision to purchase Donato's back from McDonald's. Following the buyback in December of 2006, Jane was promoted to President and Chief Operating Officer. Though Jane is heavily focused on the chain's mission of promoting goodwill through product, service, principles, and people, since taking over as chairwoman of the board in 2010, Jane has had time to focus on work outside of Donato's. Because her roots trace back to the first store on Thurman Avenue on Columbus's South Side, she and her family remain committed to the area's success. Evidence of this was the $1.5 million donation that the Grote family contributed to help a city plan to revive the South Parsons corridor. She has been an advocate for this project from its inception in 2012 and founded the Reeb Avenue Center, a social services center housing the Boys and Girls Club, the Southside Learning and Development Center, and job training services. Jane is a member of the American Heart Association, Go Red for Women, and the co-chair of the 2015-2016 Go Red campaign with husband Tom Gross. Excuse me. Okay. She is founding member of the Ross Leadership Institute and serves on the board of Action for Children, Experience Columbus, and I Know I Can. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome Jane Grote Abel to our event.
I need a shorter bio. Honestly, I am just a pizza maker who grew up right down the street. We lived, it's a parking lot now, but we lived in a house that was right behind our first Donato's on Thurman Avenue. And so if you don't know the story, which some of you knew me then, don't tell stories, Vivian. Literally, our living room was filled with our customers every night. So Dad built a freestanding building, but he didn't build a dining room. I don't know why. And so every night, customers that were coming to pick up their pizza, Dad would say, go back and see Nancy and the kids, and they did. And it was awesome. And so I give so much credit to my mom, because at the same time, she always opened the door, right? Like, it'd be easy to say, not tonight. But she always opened the door. So every single night, we got to know our customers and neighbors, and they became friends and family. And that's just how we grew up. And that's what I remember about Thurman Avenue and growing up on the South Side, and the friendliness and the perseverance and the dedication and the hard work of the people in this community. So when an opportunity came in, actually I was on the board of Action for Children, and Diane Bennett said, hey, you should go see the Southside Learning Development Center. And we walked in, and there's all these little kids in this old building, but it's a great center, and they're NACE accredited and 5-star rated, and these little children with such great hope in their eyes, and their eyes are sparkling. And the teachers who've been there for 30 years are in this 120-year-old building that was falling apart. That's when we said, they deserve better. Southside children deserve better. But, oh, yay, right? They do. And so initially, we really were just, and I say just, we wanted to create a state-of-the-art learning facility for these kids, because they deserve a state-of-the-art learning facility. But as we started doing the tour, and Mayor Michael Coleman said, hey, get down here and do a tour, understand the demographics, and understand what's going on in your neighborhood. And once that all started coming to reality, what we realized was when that 3- and 4-year-old went home, we needed to help the entire family. It's not just about early education. Early education is so critical, but we have to help the whole family. So how do we do that? And honestly, it's just been a journey, and it's been a lot of people that have come to the table, and it's no one person, and there is a greater power behind all of this. And it has just continued to guide us with a vision and a mission. And I say us because it truly has been everybody involved. It's no one person's stake in the ground, and it is the community's building. So what we did was renovate the Reeb Avenue Elementary School, which is the best, besides this school, so awesome. It is so beautiful. And so that alone, just being in that building, if you haven't been, please come. There are 14 nonprofits located in this building, and the entire purpose of this building is education and workforce development. So right off of Parsons, right on Reeb Avenue, there's a John Maloney Health Center, there's a Parsons Village Senior Citizen Home. There is 14 nonprofits located in one building, with 14 nonprofits focused on workforce development and education. We serve children in the Learning Center 0 through 6. We serve boys and girls up in the Boys and Girls Club, over 200 kids that are aged from 6 to 19, which is after 3 o'clock. If you really want energy and excitement, go to the 3rd floor at the Reeb Avenue Center. We have Godman Guild, we have, I'm gonna forget them all, Boys and Girls Club, we have Alvis Inc., we have Digital Works, which helps people learn to do computer training and work from home. We have Amethyst, we have House of Hope, we have St. Stephen's, we have Lutheran Social Services, we have the City Pride Center, which is awesome, and we have a cafe, and it's a pay-it-forward cafe, so if you haven't eaten there, I'm gonna tell you, honestly, besides Donato's, it is the best food in town. It is so good. And so it is, and it's Mid-Ohio Food Bank. And so Mid-Ohio Food Bank partnered with Community Development for All People on the 1st floor, and we have a pay-it-forward cafe and a pay-it-forward market. And what that means is if you can afford to pay the menu price, we ask that you pay the menu price. if you can afford to pay more and pay it forward, we ask that you pay it forward. If you can't afford it and you are food insecure and you need services in the building, you can go through some of the programs and earn points and then earn your meal. Or you can volunteer for an hour in the building, helping out serving people, or in the market, and you can earn points for your meal and for fresh fruits and vegetables. So the whole idea of that is really a gathering place for the community. I know I could talk on and on and on about it, but if you haven't been there, please come visit us. I'm there 3 or 4 times a week. It is my favorite place to be, and honestly, there are so many incredible people. The city is a big supporter of it, but the community itself is a huge supporter. So beyond that, so many things happening in the South Side. There'll be over 600 homes, either renovated or new builds, with 5 different partnerships going on in the South Side of Columbus. Parsons branch, library branch, I just got a chance to tour that. It's so beautiful, and what an investment. What a great investment in this community that deserves it. It's going to be an awesome library branch. We're excited about really being collective and collaborative with the library also, so that we can bring the entire Parsons Avenue together as an entire community. So thanks for having me here, but more importantly, thank you for everything that you do. This is the best community. It is my favorite place to be on this side of town. And I'm hoping that as we continue to grow the Reba Avenue Center, that eventually the mission of that place may change. And eventually it won't have to just be on workforce development and education anymore. And it can change and evolve with the neighborhood as the neighborhood changes. So I love Reba Avenue. I love Southside Columbus. I love all of you. Please come visit us. And please take a moment to get to know what all of the nonprofits that are here today, so that we better understand how we can help in the community and what we can do differently. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all of you very much.
Thank you, Jane, and I concur. The food there is outstanding. I'm sorry the brunch stopped on the weekends. That was great. Okay, people, start eating at the Reeve Center. I want brunch to come back. All right, it's my opportunity to share some of my thoughts on the Columbus Southside Area Commission. I will promise you all that they are brief. So here goes. The Columbus Southside Area Commission is codified by the city, and our purpose is to afford additional voluntary citizen participation in decision-making in an advisory capacity to the city administration and city council to facilitate communication, understanding, cooperation among citizens, neighborhood groups, city officials, and staff. Having said that, the Columbus Southside Area Commission strives to provide all residents and business owners within our boundaries an opportunity to be heard, to voice their opinion, their thoughts on many issues. We as a commission must guarantee that everyone is treated with respect. Civility is paramount, and as we carry out our responsibilities as commissioners, we must dig deep on issues so that we have a greater understanding of what is before us, meaning the commissioners, we need to do our homework too, so that we're ready to make the decisions that we need to make. We must communicate clearly and completely with the goal of mutual understanding. We will not always agree on issues, but it is critical that we respect each other. Cooperation among different groups, neighborhood associations, city officials, our business community is again critical to the Commission's success. Commissioners must strive to work with our communities. The Columbus Southside Area Commission must always remember that getting along with others in a respectful manner is basic to any encounter we have with the people we serve. The Columbus Southside Area Commission has had a few challenges in the past year, but I firmly believe that our future success, again, depends on working together with the goal of mutual respect, understanding, and strong communication. As I look to 2016, the Columbus Southside Area Commission has the commitment and vision to move South Columbus forward during these exciting times. We will continue to work with all stakeholders in addressing the issues that come before the Columbus Southside Area Commission. I am grateful for the opportunity to lead the Columbus Southside Area Commission. This is a terrific group of dedicated commissioners who I believe all want to see us work together to achieve our goals. Thank you very much. At this time, we will be presenting the Carrie M. Garnes Memorial Award for Community Engagement. So if the nominees could please come forward. Barb Speck, Hungarian Village. Erin Sink, Marion Village. Esther Sweeney, Deschler Park. Frankie Madowski, Thurman Square. Michael Duty, Southern Orchards. And Kathy Green, Schumacher Place. I just want to say that this was a very strong group of nominees. The nominations were just phenomenal. You are all worthy of this award, each one of you. At this time, excuse me, I'm going to present the certificates. Michael Duty from Southern Orchards.
2 weeks from today, put it on paper.
He's got a flyer, an event in 2 weeks. Kathy Green, Schumacher Place. Frankie Madowski. Is she here? Barb Speck, Hungarian Village. And Erin Sink from Marion Village.
Good morning. I'm going to make this brief as well. My name is Donna Bates, and we as a family really appreciate the Commission and the Community Engagement Committee naming an award after my mother. There are a lot of words in here about how she worked on the South Side, but the one thing that Jane Grote Abel said, it's about we all working together. It's about us working together. She never put herself first, and I know she came in the room, and now I don't see her, but I know it's probably because she's a little short. But Mrs. Olamay Bibb is sitting in the back. She and my mother worked together. And just because there's a Carrie M. Garnes Award, that only means that collectively she worked with so many people to try to do what she could for the South Side. So with that in mind, I would like to read to you about this year's awardee. She has outstanding leadership in the Deschler Park Civic Association, especially with the Garden Club. She's 79 years old. I don't know if we were supposed to say that, but she's 79 years old, and she dedicates countless hours to beautify the parks in the neighborhood. Last summer, she went out alone to create several flower beds along an unsightly fence line in both Deschler and Millbrook parks. But before she finished, she had recruited 2 new civic members and a young boy to help her in the beautification project. Esther Sweeney is this year's awardee, and she's dedicated her energy to helping the area through which she lives. Through her leadership, she has been instrumental in getting support for the development of both Deschler and Fairwood parks. She's worked tirelessly to improve her community and has represented the civic in both meetings at Parks and Rec and with the Planning Commission, and she's attended City Council meeting and Southside Area Commission meetings, along with the Deschler Park Civic Association. Deschler Park Civic Association knows that Esther Sweeney's tireless efforts to improve her community and the lives of those around her reflect the spirit of my mother, Carrie Garnes, and we are pleased to submit our award to her today. This award says, 2016 Carrie M. Garnes Memorial Award, Esther Sweeney, Deschler Park Civic Association. You and I can leave our mark in life by doing all we can do to save and praise and uplift the lives of children, women, and men. And that's by Mark Sanborn. Presented on April the 2nd, 2016.
Thank you very much. I am Esther Sweeney. This is really quite an honor. I'm just overwhelmed. I have been in this area here for about 45 years, and my children were raised here. We bought a home in this area because we liked the area, we liked the spaciousness, the nice large yards, and I grew up with lots of flowers around me, and it's only natural that I would want to have a beautiful yard because that's what I came from. And it's been a pleasure working with Deschler Park and the Civic Association and all the people there. And we found out that when we asked for a walking trail in Deschler Park, because Deschler Park was really just a field. There was nothing there. And the city put in a walking trail, and now everybody's enjoying it. People are walking, they're biking, they're walking their dogs, the children are just enjoying it. And we also have a Little League team, which is coached by a Deshaun Marshall. And those kids went all the way to the top this year. And we are really pleased with that and with this coaching ability. We also have a cheerleading squad, and they're doing quite well. And we're just pleased with the way things have worked out. But we did find out one thing. If you sit back and you hold your hands, you're not going to get nothing from City Council. But if you get your act together and you go down and you ask them, they will work with you. And we're pleased about that, and we're pleased about Recs and Parks, how they've answered our call, and now we're going to get a shelter house in Deschler Park, and we've got some outside equipment going into Fairwood Park. Incidentally, we have 3 parks in our area, which is Millbrook, Fairwood Park, and Deschler Park. Fairwood Park is getting some outside adult equipment, and I noticed yesterday one is set up right by the monkey bars where mom can get on and do a little bit of exercise, so we're real pleased about that. And Millbrook is getting its act together. I was over there yesterday, and it's a nice little park, and they do play touch football over there, so we were pleased about that. Deschler Park is just coming along. If you haven't been down to Deschler Park, it's Deschler Road and Berkeley Road, just right off of Fairwood. You'll enjoy walking in our park. And of course, when we get our shelters, please come over and join us. And I would like for you to think about, everybody take a moment. What can you do in your area to make it more beautiful? And help your neighbors, because we have to help each other. If you get out and you do something, they see you, they're going to come out. You invite them to your civic association, they're going to come out and be a part, and pretty soon, like Deschler Park, if one person went out into the park, somebody walked by, they would help you. Just move a bag of mulch, continue their walk. So I call my group the team, because we work together, and everything that was accomplished there has been accomplished by a group of people working together. What can you do in your neighborhood to help keep Columbus green? Thank you very much.
Yes, congratulations, Esther. You're truly deserving of this award. And I want to thank everyone again for coming out to the 2nd annual Spring into Action event sponsored by the Community Engagement Committee, which is part of the Columbus South Side Area Commission. Thank you very much.